Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Phelan. Welcome to Sports Tonight, a packed day of sport. Let's check the rundown. Irish eyes were smiling on Jeremy McWilliams yesterday, but can local knowledge help Gary McCoy today? We'll have all the action from the Australian MotoGP. Australia have made Pakistan toil in the Sharjah heat. Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting looking to pile on the misery. A century for Jimmy Maher as Queensland take on New South Wales in the ING Cup. The Caulfield Cup was good. Next week's Cox Plate could be the best race ever seen in Australia. At Camp Wallaby, Wendell is flying fit. Chris Latham, a serious doubt. We've got stacks of basketball and stacks of a different nature at the Supercross Masters. We start at Phillip Island and the Australian MotoGP. Valentino Rossi again showing why he's the world #1. Our own Bill Woods is trackside.
Tremendous atmosphere at Phillip Island. The fans are still cheering. The Australians, Andrew Pitt and Gary McCoy, acquitted themselves very well, although for different reasons. They were further back in the field than we would have liked. The man of the moment, Valentino Rossi, of course, winning once again for the 11th time this season. We also had a 250cc championship decided and a 125cc championship made very much alive for the final round in Valencia. Here's some of the action.
The wild winds again return to the island, making the early going tough. In these conditions, only the best would stand tall. 20-year-old Italian Marco Melandri doing just that, holding off Spaniard Alfonso Nieto in a thrilling finish to the 250cc.
Melandri wins the World Championship in a ripper finish!
The win handed Melandri the 250 world title, the youngest rider to do so. Aussie Casey Stoner finished 10th. Before the main show, a moment to pause. The MotoGP battle would prove one of the year's most tantalising. 2 strokes and 4 strokes level pegging. While for Gary McCoy, this was a chance to turn around a horror year.
Now watch for this squeeze into the first corner as the Australian Grand Prix gets underway, and Gary McCoy has flown from the front row.
Alex Barros held the advantage, while McCoy dropped from 2nd back to 6th as the 4 strokes flexed their muscle. Valentino Rossi slotted his Honda comfortably in behind Barros, where he would stay for much of the race. Loris Caparossi's day was done with front suspension, so too that of pole sitter Jeremy McWilliams. The world champ going faster as he set out for the Brazilian, a new island track record of 1:32.54. The gap under half a second as the 2-horse war raged on.
These guys having a bit of a play now.
Yes. McCoy's hopes dashed with a rear tyre worry. He continued but went a lap down. With 4 to go, Rossi pounced, snaring the lead. Barros bided his time and on the final lap made his move.
Takes back the lead, but no, he's run off. Well, this has handed the race to Rossi.
The lock-up cost him any hope and opened the door for the world champion to cruise to back-to-back wins in Australia.
It's Valentino Rossi winning the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix.
Barros was able to recover to snare 2nd following their absorbing battle. But for Rossi, this topped off the most extraordinary of seasons.
I know at the end, with the last tyre, it's possible beat him. So I push, stay with him, and at the end, he tried to attack, but he go too long, and I win. Very happy.
Confirmation not only of Rossi's superior bike skills, but also of his mastery of strategy. Disappointment for Alex Barros, but nevertheless a good platform for him when he has that 4-stroke bike for an entire season in 2003. And we look forward to a great season next year as well, when all the team changes are finalised and we finally see just how many bikes and riders are lined up to try and knock Rossi off. Doesn't look like it'll happen in the near future, though.
Australia are in a strong position to complete a series clean sweep after the first day of the 3rd test against Pakistan. When bad light ended play early in Sharjah last night, Ricky Ponting was undefeated on 142, ably supported by Steve Waugh on 33. Earlier, Matthew Hayden falling just 11 short of another century.
The Pakistanis went after Australia's main men, but it had little impact. Ponting and Hayden both cruising to half-centuries.
And that's another one. That's gone.
Ponting once again target practice.
Oh, that's hit him.
Ponting paying the price for leaving his helmet in the dressing room, quite literally copping it on the chin. The hard hat soon returned, and the hard-nosed Tasmanian continued.
That's going to go for 6.
One for 179 at tee. Twins. And then Pakistan's giant-sized break.
Goodness me! What a blinder!
A 184-run partnership broken, Hayden falling 11 runs shy of consecutive centuries. Ponting, though, reaching his ton in undeniable fashion.
And that's gone all the way. What a majestic way to bring up your 100.
His second century of the 3-test series coming from 180 balls in 4.5 hours. At the other end, Mark Waugh looked set for a much-needed score.
That is Mark Waugh at his very best.
Waugh with 4 rapid-fire boundaries before his innings ended on 23. Rashid Latif's 100th test catch.
There's a noise and yes, given by the umpire.
Australia 3 for 298 at stumps on day 1. A quick sleep, and come day 2, Ponting maintained the rage, bringing up his 150 and then leaving.
He's got him. We were talking about the strike rate and he is struck.
Damien Martin in, Damien Martin out.
Swing very close and given by Venkat, yes.
Wackar on a hat-trick, unsuccessful before Gilchrist was nearly run out.
Yes, and he was given not out. Here's the latest score from the first session on the second day of the third test. Of course, we'll have a full report in the late edition of Sports Tonight. To the ING Cup, and Queensland's Jimmy Maher and Lee Castledine got stuck into the New South Wales attack. The New Look Bales hardly threatened until Stuart Clark found the breakthrough, removing Castledine. But it was the skipper who provided the backbone.
Jimmy Maher has his 100. A brilliant hand from the Bulls captain.
A handy 50 from Clinton Perrin saw Queensland finish at 4 for 287. The Blues started slowly. Brad Haddon out for a frustrating 16. From there, the wickets tumbled. The dangerous Michael Bevan gone for 39. Even a drop catch turning into a wicket as Maher ran out Dominic Thornley. The Bulls ensuring their first win of the season. Queensland avenging last week's one-day loss to the Blues. Skipper Jimmy Maher, man of the match with his ton, but the Bulls did throw away the possibility of a bonus point with some drop catches late in the game. In Perth, some words of advice from former England captain Alex Stewart to Australian cricket selectors. Don't drop either Steve or Mark Waugh before this summer's Ashes series.
A weaker side without the Waughs in than if they are playing. But that's down the Australian selectors. But it'd amaze me if they both don't play in Brisbane.
At 39 years of age, Stewart empathises with the 37-year-old twins. The English cricket team joining Australia's National Day of Mourning at training, observing 1 minute's silence in the Wacker nets. A day after Northerly's extraordinary Caulfield Cup victory, attention has already turned to next Saturday's Cox Plate. He'll defend his crown in what could be Australia's turf's greatest ever race. But sentiments will be divided. The event also will be the swan song of champion mare Sunline.
A day after Northerly's history-making Caulfield Cup victory, attention now turns to Saturday's Cox Plate at Moonee Valley. The race looming not only as the race of the spring, but one of the best ever staged in Australia. Rival trainers Fred Kersley and Trevor McKee looking forward to the world-class contest.
This is a race that I think is for great horses, and it'll be a great race.
This is going to be a hell of a race this year with 4 or 5 of the real top horses that we've got in Australasia.
In what promises to be one of the most emotional days in racing, McKee's champion Sunline will grace the turf for the last time.
So we thought, well, the Cox Plate, that's been our greatest achievements, winning 2 of them, and hopefully a third one for you.
The John Hawkes trained favourite Lonhro and the horse considered the best in the world, Grand Era, completing the all-star cast.
No hesitation at all saying that this race, the Cox Plate, will have a higher international rating than any of the 8 races on the Breeders' Cup program. It is a race truly of champions.
Fresh from her big day at Caulfield yesterday, Gay Waterhouse also suggesting Assertive Lad could also face the starter on Saturday.
You know, if you think Lonhro has a good chance in the race, a horse like Assertive Lad was champion 2-year-old, he was champion 3-year-old.
Waterhouse to make a final decision after track work at Moonee Valley on Tuesday. And a blow for Sydney trainer Bede Murray, who has officially retired his star stayer Universal Prince after his disappointing 13th in yesterday's Caulfield Cup.
Still to come on Sports Tonight, it's good news and bad news for the Wallabies as they prepare for Argentina.
Wendell is in, but Latham may be out.
At this stage, he'd be a 50-50 chance for the tour.
Adelaide looking hopeless in the NBL. And you'll believe a man can fly at the Supercross Masters.
This program proudly brought to you by Victoria, the place to be, and Brill Cream. Use your head.
Overpaid, oversexed, and over the top.
Don't you love me?
I'm sick of being a mark. Find out how something so wicked can be so good.
The fun's only just beginning.
Footballers' Wives, 9:30 Monday on 10.
You know, I reckon you can tell it's the most powerful ute they've ever made just by looking at it.
Yeah.
I reckon we should take him for a run on the Salt Lake.
New Falcon ute. It's unbelievably powerful.
She's travelled the world, worked in amazing places, and now back home, she serves only the best. Ferrero Rocher, which her guests adore. A delicious blend of crunchy hazelnut, creamy surround, crisp wafer and chocolate. The irresistible gift of good taste. Ferrero Rocher.
Has your health fund removed your 4% direct debit discount? Switch to Australian Unity. Who's looking after you?
Here's another innovative product from Sabco.
No more hassles with hose fittings that crack, leak and blow apart. Sabco Hoselink's revolutionary design simply fits together with a twist and is guaranteed not to leak.
Sabco, helping make your life easier.
Murray Goulburn is a huge success story. The Victorian government are encouraging us to expand and grow. Nearly 10% of tradable dairy products worldwide come from Victoria. We process over 4 billion litres of milk a year. We export over 400,000 tonnes of product to over 100 countries worldwide. Murray Goulburn's sales amount to $2 billion. Means prosperity for Victoria.
Call the Victorian Government to help grow your business. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Buonissima bolognese, marinara magnifica, spirelli calabrese, for fresh, authentic Italian homemade pasta. You can't go pasta, Fasta Pasta. The pasta's fresher at Fasta Pasta.
Welcome back. Fullback Chris Latham could miss the Wallabies spring tour after injuring his ankle. Latham now racing to be fit for the one-off test against Argentina in 2 weeks. Two of the Wallabies' backline trump cards under the microscope of physios just 4 days before the team flies out for Argentina. The most concern clearly directed at Chris Latham after injuring his ankle during the week. His tour aspirations in jeopardy. Scott Staniforth has been placed on standby.
Very disappointing for Chris. He's worked really hard over the last nine weeks, but at this stage he'd be a 50-50 chance for the tour.
The diagnosis is less drastic for Wendell Saylor, who will tour despite sustaining a cartilage tear in his knee during kicking practice. With further tests against Ireland, England and Italy on the tour, every game will be crucial with the World Cup in mind.
Pretty close to our last chance to really try and see a few players in various positions and see how they come up at the international level, leading into what's going to be a very busy year next year.
The Wallabies broke training for a minute's silence to honour the Bali bombing victims, and they'll wear black armbands in the upcoming test against Argentina.
Guys in our team who know people well, who have either been injured or who have died in the bombing, and we really want to show some support.
A bad night for the reigning National Basketball League champions Adelaide and Townsville overnight. The Crocodiles hosting Cairns and the visitors got off to a slow start, but eventually getting their game going. Anthony Stewart right on target outside the arc, shooting 5 from 7 at half-time.
Unconscious. It's another.
Down by as many as 12 points, the Crocs displayed some fight to take the three-quarter time lead. but a 14-0 run by Cairns in the last quarter gave them back-to-back wins away from home for the first time. Meanwhile, in Adelaide, the 36ers played catch-up for most of the night against Canberra. Brett Maher was forced to leave the court early with an ankle injury. He did return, but it wasn't enough to get the home side over the line. Canberra's Mike Chappell scoring a game-high 20 points. The defending NBL champions without a win now, 4 games into the season, going down 105-92. Cairns over Townsville, 117-108. Anthony Stewart top scoring for the Taipans, while Pat Reedy scored 28 for the Crocs. Townsville now winless in 4 matches. In the National Soccer League, Parramatta drawing 2-2 with Melbourne last night. Adelaide coming back 2 down to win 3-2 against Brisbane, and the Kings drawing 2-2 with Olympic today. More than 10,000 fans packed into the Sydney Superdome last night for round 9 of the Supercross Masters. John O'Porter tasting the dirt in the early heats. When the 20-lap final began, expat Australian Chad Reed reeling in Yamaha's Lee Hogan, and soon after, the pressure got to Hogan. Series champion Craig Anderson was lapped by Reed, who took out the win, as well as the $10,000 prize purse. And Victorian Rex Broadbent is this year's winner of the classic Adelaide Rally. He and co-driver Michael Goodyear steering the 1974 Porsche 911 through today's 5th and final stage in the picturesque Adelaide Hills. But not all competitors had it that easy. Both driver and navigator escaping injury, although their Alfa Romeo requiring a visit to the panel beaters.
She's seen more courts than Leighton Hewitt. She's the self-made millionaire.
I'm just a humbug working girl.
Rose Porteous in a TV-first Kiss and Tell. A premiere Sandman special, Speed of Doubt, 8:30 Tuesday on 10.
Every day at the same time, the lunchtime hunger makes its move. And that's where a Whopper value meal fits in. Whopper, a regular Coke and regular fries. Lunchtime hunger, gone.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Boxcar, a midnight train, destination. All stories I have found, short but not too big and around. I'm a man of means, by no means, king of the road.
She's travelled the world, worked in amazing places, and now back home she serves only the best. Ferrero Rocher, which her guests adore. A delicious blend of crunchy hazelnut, creamy surround, crisp wafer and chocolate. The irresistible gift of good taste. Ferrero Rocher.
Sore eyes or red eyes? Not a problem. Chemmart can help with this free help booklet. At Chemmart, we've looked into eye treatments and we've found this great product, Visine Advanced Relief. It's an advanced formula that gets the red out fast, but more than that, it's scientifically formulated with 3 gentle lubricants to help improve eye comfort. Visine Advanced Relief for sore red eyes. Take care of your eyes, and for any problems, remember, Chemmart can help.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Arsenal's 10-month unbeaten run in the Premier League has come to an end. The Gunners going down 2-1 to Everton overnight. The winner coming from 16-year-old sensation Wayne Rooney.
Arsenal have made a habit this season of scoring first and scoring fast. And after only 7 minutes, the habit kicked in.
Now Torre looks to get there, absolute mayhem, and he's put in by Ljungberg. Arsenal score yet again.
Freddie Ljungberg with his first of the campaign, maintaining the Gunners' record of scoring in every Premier League match this season. Arsenal keeper David Seaman has been under fire recently after a couple of blunders. David Carsley hitting the Arsenal post, Thomas Radzinski the back of the net.
Still not over there. It's Radzinski! Everton equalise!
The goal just reward for sustained Everton pressure. The game locked up, but on 80 minutes, Radzinski made his most telling and 17 on Thursday. Arsenal's defeat meant that Liverpool would go top with victory at Ellen Road. Danny Murphy wasting the best first-half chance for the Reds.
And it was excellent. Murphy took a deflection that carried the ball over.
Harry Kewell using his head for Leeds. Jersey Dudek coming in handy for Liverpool.
Here's a header from Kewell. Oh, the best moment of the game by a mile.
The game badly needed a goal, and it was the Senegal connection that provided it. El Hadji Diouf setting up Dow.
And it's a goal scored by Dow, made by one Senegalese man, converted by the other.
Dow's first Premiership goal looked to have settled the matter. Mark Viduka leading a late break and setting up Kewell.
It's Kewell, surely! Surely not.
Frustration for Terry Venables, joy for Gerard Houllier. Liverpool top of the Premiership. Meanwhile at Loftus Road, Fulham shocked Manchester United early. Frenchman Steve Marley stealing in unnoticed to put the home side ahead.
Savard missed it, Marley didn't. It's Fulham 1, Manchester United 0.
But as he's done so often for the Red Devils, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scoring a precious equaliser. United still in touch with the leaders.
Yeah, so Man U drop a point at Fulham. A good night for Merseyside with wins for Everton and Liverpool. Elsewhere, Blackburn putting 5 past Newcastle, away wins for Chelsea and West Ham, and 2 goals in the last 4 minutes ensuring a draw in the local derby between West Brom and Birmingham. Golf and spectacular action from the semi-finals of the World Match Play. Vijay Singh hitting the flag in his match with Ernie Els. Sadly for the Fijian, it wasn't enough to win. Big Easy with a touch of pure genius from the sand, taking the match 3-2. In the final, Els will play Sergio Garcia, who made it into his first World Match Play final with a bit of magic of his own. That chip and run on 17, sealing victory over Michael Campbell, 2-1. Stuart Appleby is in contention after 3 rounds of the Disney Classic in Florida. The Australian shooting a 3 under par 69 to reach 15 under par, 5 shots behind leader Chris DeMarco.
He's not strong enough. Oh. He's an animal, isn't he? Yeah, good shot.
DeMarco has a 2-shot lead over 3 players going into the final day. The shot of the day, though, coming from Joel Edwards. He's 3 shots behind DeMarco, and Eagle helping him to a 3rd round 67. To the World Series, and San Francisco slugger Barry Bonds was up to his old tricks, blasting one beyond the wall to give the Giants the early lead over the Anaheim Angels. 2 batters later, Reggie Sanders did a little of the same to open a 2-run lead. Anaheim star Troy Glaus keeping the Angels in it with a solo homer of his own. In a home run fest, JT Snow's 2-run shot blew the game wide open.
Hits one into left center field, well hit. Back at the track at the wall, home run.
Glaus collecting his 2nd homer of the game to give the Angels a hope, but it wasn't enough. The Giants home 4-3 to go 1-0 up in the best-of-7 series.
Check out Reese Witherspoon's new flick, plus My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And We Chew the Fat with Hannibal the Cannibal. Premiere with Antonia Kidman. Next.
Things that make you go, McDonald's new taste menu takes taste to the top with the new Salsa burger.
Seduce your taste buds with double the beef topped with zesty lime salsa and guacamole dressing on a polenta roll.
Or chill out with the new Belgian-style wild berry waffle.
With icy cold soft serve, tangy wild berry sauce and a wicked choc swizzle stick.
Things that make you go,
Can you help him? He seems to be lame. To the footprint machine.
Yeah.
He's rolling and he needs cushioning and medial support.
New Balance MX852 in a wide fit.
Nice choice.
Go on.
Go, son. Go, son!
There's an awful lot of tyres here, Dave.
Yep, sure are.
Well, they're not doing anyone much good here, are they?
Well...
Sell the lot.
Bose Super 6-Day Sale. Huge one-off savings this week only. Tyres save up to $100 a set. Alloy wheels save up to $120 a set. And save up to 15% on Dunlop batteries.
Well, there's a start.
Must end Saturday. Call 132381 for your local Beaurepaires store.
I think our relationship needs a little color, a little intensity.
You want intense? Oh, you want color.
Herbal Essences colour has that exhilarating herbal fragrance with pure colour extracts for colour more intense, more vibrant than it's ever been.
Yes!
Wow, great color. You did all this for me.
No, I did it for me. And maybe a little for him.
Herbal Essences, a totally organic experience in colour.
Fill us up, mate.
Thanks.
Fill up on KFC's ultimate three-piece feed. 3 pieces of chicken, regular chips, potato and gravy, a dinner roll, a Pepsi and a picnic bar. It's KFC to the max.
The bush is doing it tough. They need our help, and you can make a Farmhand donation at any Westpac or Australian Red Cross office, or call 1300 792 992.
Play of the daytime, and we've all dreamt of scoring the winning try, kicking the goal or sinking the putt on 18 to win the title. Well, step forward St Helens halfback Sean Long. With just 59 seconds left, Long giving St Helens a 19-18 win over Bradford in the English Super League Grand Final. Talk about leaving it late. Long getting to the short of it in the nick of time, but it's better late than never. His fearless field goal gets our play of the day. And that's Sports Tonight. I'm Ryan Phelan. I'll see you for The Late Show.
It's good!
Major sausage that is. Look at the state of it.